Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Haley Wilkes. Thank you for joining us. Bayfront 2020 is celebrating a milestone.
The plan to transform the 42 acres of city-owned land along the Sarasota Bayfront has now reached its next phase of master planning. ABC 7's Bobeth Yates is here to explain what that means. Bobeth?
Well, the master planning phase is the process of putting together all the details from start to finish on what the new Bayfront will look like. And the organization has issued an open call to designers to help.
Getting to the point of reaching out internationally to the design community is a huge milestone for us, and we are so excited.
For the past 3 years, the Bayfront Planning Organization has been working to transform the 42 acres of city-owned land that stretch from Boulevards of the Arts to the Bayou at Centennial Park into what some hope will be a new entertainment district.
We are seeking across the country and across the world the most talented professional who has experience in these types of community projects to bring a vision. And during that process of working on their plan, they will go out to the community and people's interests will be considered.
The Van Wezel, its parking lot, the convention center, the botanical gardens, and the old GWIS building are all part of the site. Layton says potential design team candidates will have 8 weeks to prepare their response for consideration, which could include preliminary plans. From there, a short list of finalists will be interviewed for the job during an open work session. And the team hired will spend the next 9 months creating the final vision. But while plans to create the area's next cultural attraction moves forward, the community remains mixed on the effort.
This definitely looks like it could use a facelift, and I'm sure some new modern area for people to walk around and enjoy, and restaurants and everything facing this beautiful bay. It'd be a great idea.
It's built up enough, and any additional building up is a bad idea, but I feel pretty strongly about the overdevelopment in Sarasota. I've lived here 11 years now, and it's gotten worse every year. So.
Now, the request for consideration for the design process is due on September the 1st. Back to you.
Thank you, Bobeth. And now we're going to get a check on our forecast and head over to Steve, who's in for Bob tonight.
Thanks, Haley. We've had some strong storms not only before dawn this morning, but in the afternoon. Another burst has developed from these clouds. You can see the real intricate tails of those storms from our new GOES 16 satellite. And when we go down to the radar image right underneath that, you can see the storms have pretty much matured in the last 20 minutes or so, but they were pretty strong with a lot of lightning around 4 or 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. They're starting to ease up. You can see the lightning strikes beginning to thin out as well. Looking at the forecast through the overnight hours through tomorrow morning, those storms are going to go eastward, thin out, fair to partly cloudy skies overnight. But look what happens toward dawn. More storms off coast. Maybe we'll get more rattles of thunder around 5 a.m. again. We'll see. Air temperature forecast for the overnight hours slowly cooling off with partly cloudy skies to 76, 77 degrees. And the chance of rain through the overnight, pretty low. 10–20%, but tomorrow's a different story. We'll have our complete forecast and a look at the tropical outlook for the Caribbean, Gulf of Mexico, and even the Pacific in just a few minutes. Scott, Haley.
Thank you, Steve. While airports in Tampa and Punta Gorda are adding new flight options for travelers, Sarasota Bradenton International Airport is adding more seasonal flights. It is the low-fare carriers like Frontier and Allegiant that are helping secondary airports like Punta Gorda grow, a market that SRQ President Rick Piccolo says Sarasota does not fit into. Piccolo says, unfortunately, the network carriers that SRQ houses, Delta, American, and United, are not growing in the area. But still, the airport will soon be adding more flights overall.
All of our seasonal services, Boston, Chicago, Detroit, Newark, are all going to start a month or two earlier. And the only way we're going to grow is if people support the airport. If people continue to drive to other airports, there's no incentive for the airline to locate service here.
In the summer, 20 to 30 flights take off from SRQ every day. In the winter, it's between 40 and 50.
City of Venice is looking into allegations of harassment at the Venice Fishing Pier. An email complaint sent to the city alleges some fishermen have been behaving inappropriately at the pier in the evenings. Venice police investigated but have not found any evidence of poor behavior. The pier is open 24 hours a day, but if the city feels that's becoming a problem, they could restrict those hours.
We have received some suggestions to close the pier, but honestly, what I'd like to do is address those issues, those disturbances, those threats, those complaints, and I'd like to fix that behavior so that the pier can remain open for the people that truly want to enjoy it.
City Council would need to decide to restrict those hours, but members right now are on summer break until mid-August. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, commissioners to decide the fate of a Tampa monument memorializing the Civil War.
And more waiting expected in a Florida law requiring women to wait before getting an abortion. More on that coming up.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
One month after deciding not to move a Confederate memorial from public property, Tampa officials now will take up the issue again. County commissioners are revisiting their vote not to remove the 106-year-old monument. However, 2 commissioners who voted against moving it now say they will reverse that decision. Some want it removed because of its harsh symbolism of racism and white supremacy. Others say its removal would be a disservice to those who fought and died in the Civil War. The monument sits in front of the courthouse in downtown Tampa.
Florida officials now have more time to defend a 2-year law requiring women to wait 24 hours before receiving an abortion. More than 5 months after the Florida Supreme Court put the law on hold for the second time, a circuit judge has given those in support of the law 60 days to present evidence in favor of reinstating it. Governor Rick Scott signed the waiting period into law in 2015. It was quickly blocked by a lower court after the ACLU sued.
Women already think long and hard about this decision. Women in Florida are capable decision makers who do not need politicians micromanaging their schedules or imposing a mandatory timeout before they're allowed to make decisions about themselves.
All other invasive medical procedures have a built-in reflection period as common practice. Abortion, however, has bypassed the true intent of informed consent and has capitalized on women's vulnerability when confronting unplanned pregnancies.
Abortion rights advocates say the law would create an undue burden on many women, especially those who are low income or live in rural communities. Solar panel installation may soon become a common requirement for new Florida homes, at least in some areas. Miami's mayor says the requirement made for a new Miami suburb will reduce the cost of homeownership overall, making houses sell faster, creating jobs, and reducing carbon emissions. Requiring 175 square feet of solar panels per 1,000 square feet of roof. That requirement is modeled after similar ordinances passed in California cities. The measure takes effect in that Miami area in September.
Sarasota County is looking for volunteers to help during a disaster, such as a hurricane. They would work at volunteer reception centers in the event of a disaster. That's where people who want to get help get their volunteer assignments. Those interested in running a VRC can attend a recruitment and training workshop. It happens next Tuesday, July 25th, from 6 p.m. to 7:30 at Twin Lakes Park on Clark Road in Sarasota.
To help raise awareness for local businesses in downtown Bradenton, the unique boutique of the Women's Resource Center will be hosting a summer market taking place tomorrow from noon to 6 p.m. on 12th Street West in Bradenton. The market will give shoppers a chance to meet with local entrepreneurs and learn more about the unique local businesses and the people who run them. The fundraiser promoting local endeavors within the community. Great idea.
Steve's up next with the forecast. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Get the hottest deals of the year during the summer clearance event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Pack the family up in style in the all-new Chrysler Pacifica. With over 100 standard and available safety features, it's the ultimate family vehicle. Get yours today for just $24,999 or get America's best value. A new Dodge Journey for as little as $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
I'm Cindy Lou. I'm Susie. I'm Missy. And I'm Betty Jean. And we're the Marvelous Wonderettes. Mr. Sandman.
Experience the best girl group songs from the 50s and 60s live on stage at the Players Center July 12th through the 23rd. Call 941-365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You'll fall in love with the Marvelous Wonderettes.
I'm so alone.
Start your day with a new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m.
Well, we were just talking about
Coral bleaching.
Coral bleaching in the Great Barrier Reef. Just saw a story about that. But you're talking about thunderstorms, and they've been around since, what, 5 a.m.
5
you were
a.m.
saying?
Rattling the windows. Woke me up at 5 a.m. John Scalzi was coming to work and had first alert weather on that. We should see another round of that again tomorrow. Hopefully not waking you up at 5 a.m., but there's a good chance we'll see some storms in the morning. Right now, we're looking westward over Sarasota Bay toward the Gulf of Mexico from our Van Wezel camera. I apologize for my hoarseness. It's part of that allergies I think everybody's got right now. Currently at the airport, the temperature is 84 degrees. Our dew point 73, down a couple of degrees in the last hour. Humidity 69% with the southeast winds at 15 miles an hour. Now, our high today and low last night pretty much right on the money for what you would expect on average in Sarasota. The record low 64 back in 1923, the record high 96 in 1976. Now, the radar has been lit up all day with these thunderstorms. First this morning, those rumbling at 5 o'clock, they were out here. And we've had another burst develop in the last couple of hours right up and down the I-75 corridor. But you can see they're kind of maturing, and there's one little cluster left from about Lakewood Ranch down University, kind of Whitfield area, moving up to Bradenton, downtown Bradenton, but I think it will not last much longer either. Another part of that cell seems to be breaking up and moving into South County, but in the last couple of frames, it's almost all gone. But boy, we had a lot of lightning and thunder and locally heavy rains. People living in these purple areas, I bet they wish they were in Florida, even though it's warm and humid here. It's not 100 degrees, which is what that indicates there. It's 89 in New York City because of the sea breeze along the west coast, temperatures in the 70s right along the Pacific shore. A ridge of high pressure, the Bermuda High, stretches all across the Atlantic and across Florida, controlling our weather pattern. And its position right now is why we're getting these storms developing in the morning and moving across the state during the day. Most of the severe storms, though, or all of them right now in the upper Mississippi Valley, with the jet stream pretty much up in Canada. But there's enough energy in the atmosphere to produce another round of severe storms, which we can see on the radar scope. It just missed Minneapolis-St. Paul. There was briefly a tornado warning in effect just to the west of Rochester. Now, east of Mason City, there's another tornado warning in effect, but that's about it for severe weather anywhere in the country. Let's take a look at our tropical weather outlook, and the Tropical Storm Dawn is gone. It's not, we talk about it much anymore, but we do have this easterly wave, and we probably won't talk about this after today either. It blew off the coast of Africa, and right now it only has a 10% chance of developing, and the Hurricane Center says it's just going to move up into the middle Atlantic and not cause any problems for us at all. This is the remnants of Tropical Storm Dawn over the Netherland Antilles. Again, not much going on there. It really didn't produce much rain or wind for anybody as it moved into the lower Windward Islands yesterday. The Gulf of Mexico and Caribbean look very nice right now. And we have Tropical Storm Fernanda out in the Pacific, Category 4 storm, and this is Tropical Storm Greg. We could have Tropical Storm Hillary and another one and another one. These boiling storms coming off the coast of Central America, that's what happens this time of year. Now, our forecast for the Sunshine State for the next couple of days shows those storms developing again in that moist, unstable air that just blankets the whole state and generally drifting from west to east as the day goes on. That's Thursday, and then Friday again. We're going to do it again. More storms moving from west to east. We're kind of locked in this pattern, and I think the pattern will stay with us right on through the weekend. Out on the water tomorrow, watch out for any storms that might be around, but without the storms, look for easterly winds in the morning, northerly in the afternoon, 5 knots, seas 2 feet or less, a smooth bay, as long as there's no storms around. 89 the beach temperature, water temperature 87, UV index still very high, 11. Here's my forecast for tonight. The storms will end, and it'll become partly cloudy overnight. Our temperature 76 for the low, and tomorrow, partly sunny day, but it's going to be hot and humid again. The humidity index 101. Going to be kind of miserable if you have to be working outside in it, but a few storms could bring local relief. Here's our 7-day outlook. A 40 to 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms right on through Saturday and Sunday. Maybe that chance goes down Monday and Tuesday, but this time of year, the atmosphere is so chaotic, it's hard to really nail the chance of precipitation each day as we go on. That's it for our weather. We'll take another look at the 7-day outlook at the end of the show. Scott, Haley.
Thank you, Steve. The 2004 kidnapping and murder of a Sarasota girl, Carly Bruscia, made national headlines after her abduction was captured by surveillance cameras.
Joseph Smith was convicted of the 11-year-old's murder and then sentenced to death. While the conviction stands, that death sentence was overturned, and Smith now faces a new sentencing trial. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo joins us now with more on why this is happening. Dwayne?
Well, that's right, guys. That jury sentenced him to death by a 10-2 vote. But now the state has to retry the sentencing phase, requiring a unanimous 12-0 verdict to get him back on death row. Now, Smith wanted an automatic life sentence without a new trial, but a judge refused that, which Joe Smith can appeal. But either way, according to criminal defense attorney Brett McIntosh, this may be an uphill battle for the state.
Recent death penalty cases in this area have not been able to obtain a unanimous verdict. They're going to have to reconstruct the emotion and the information that was put forth in the penalty phase of that first trial.
Now, Derek Bird says a new sentencing phase could begin in Sarasota in as soon as 9 months. Linda?
Hi, I'm Linda Carson. Coming up, we'll take you into that mystic world that you're always wondering about.
Tonight, as millions worry about their health coverage,
we'll just let Obamacare fail. We're not going to own it.
Is the White House ready to move on and try a different approach? We're asking the tough questions. This is where America turns for answers. World News Tonight with David Muir.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Some believe there are many forces around us that we can't see or understand, but are those psychic forces, and can we tap into them and learn about our future?
That is in the spotlight tonight as ABC 7's Linda Carson takes us to the Sarasota Mystic Fair.
Psychic medium Candace Strafford says the moment you walk into the Mystic Fair, you feel a wonderful energy.
And you will also see psychics lined up around both sides of the room, willing to give readings on life issues such as health, relationships, family, any finance, anything that you might have questions with in your life can be answered.
And she says there are mediums to bring you messages from the other side.
Messages from loved ones that have crossed over. They can connect and bring great healing with some of the messages, and very clear, succinct messages too.
There'll be more than 30 psychics, along with a long list of free lectures and around 70 vendors.
Some of the vendors will sell crystals, and specifically healing crystals. We have a vendor selling crystal bowls and healing tools. We have some alternative health practitioners. We have a chiropractor here, an acupuncturist here. We have some Reiki energy.
Terry Crum is one of the vendors.
I'll be selling my photography as well as books with the photography that have inspirational messages.
Here's a sample.
Slow down, be quiet, ponder, listen, meditate, observe, feel, sit on the earth, feel.
Zahid Hossein is an astropalmist. He does a combination of astrology and palmistry.
What I do is I take a look at the palms of your client's hands, and I also do the astrology chart. And I compare what the planets in the hands say to what the planets in the chart say.
He says his readings are scientific and accurate.
The hands show a complete lifetime, a map of your entire life. And the lines on your hand change depending upon what the decisions are that the individual makes.
He also offers guidance.
If one has any questions at all, we have psychic readers, we have people who can speak to people beyond this lifetime. You can get answers to practically anything that you want.
The Mystic Fair at the Sarasota Municipal Auditorium, Saturday and Sunday, both days starting at 11 o'clock. And they tell me everybody always leaves feeling better than when they came. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Linda, thank you. And I think we all knew that today was Vin Diesel's birthday, right? I knew that. I used psychic powers to know that.
Yeah.
He's turning 50 today. We saw Diesel first in 1998, Saving Private Ryan. His most notable role, probably the Fast and Furious movies, all 9 of them, I think. Diesel's real name, by the way, Mark Sinclair.
Classy name.
Vin Diesel sounds better.
Vin Diesel, I agree. No,
that
that probably helped him because that's a very cool name. Yeah,
definitely.
Well, we have some storms in the area that are slowly easing up for the next 7 days. No big change in our weather pattern, with temperatures staying in the upper 80s to near 90 day by day, with about a 40-50% chance of storms.
Okay. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for joining us. World News Tonight is next.
And we'll see you at 11. Have a great evening.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. AndServices.com.
As a singer-songwriter, it's all about creating high-performance art that moves people. Same is true in making gorgeous cars. Fiat designs it. You're the artist.
Choose your palette just about any color combo inside out. No small wonder, state-of-the-art style Fiat.
Now this moves me. Oh, they're playing my song.
Let the art of Fiat move you at Fiat of Sarasota.
I heard about the Dottoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dottoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
You might feel like there's too many problems in the world, or that, you as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old can't really make a difference.
It's not always about you. It's not just one person. It's a group. It's a team.
Just that simple act is transforming someone else's life.
It's one of the best feelings in the world.
It'll just make you feel so good about yourself.
I'd do anything to convince you just to be a part of this.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. AndServices.com.